Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into something really interesting. The Jitterbug Movement Studio. It's this unique place in Oakland, Maryland. And our mission here is really to unpack what it takes to build a movement business like this, one that's truly focused on community right from the start.
Yeah, looking at the vision, the operational surprises, and how it specifically fits into its rural setting.
Exactly. And we've got a good look at what they offer. Plus, crucially, we spoke directly with the founder, Kendall Ludwig.
And right off the bat, what's clear is Jitterbug isn't just like another dance studio. It feels like a direct answer to a need in that community.
Definitely. And Kendall Ludwig, the founder, she has this deep personal connection to movement, loves dance, has since she was tiny, like 3 years old.
Right. And her parents met doing musical theater, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Even though her main gig is running a creative firm.
Yeah, that passion is obvious. It seems like it really drove her to spot this this hole in the market she mentioned in Garrett County.
Absolutely. It's, described as a great place to live, but those colder months, they don't offer a ton of options for people, especially adults, to get active.
Which connects to those bigger health concerns. She brought up things like obesity, yes, but also isolation, maybe depression, even addiction issues in the community.
It really does. It makes you think about how physical activity isn't just, burning calories. It's so tied to mental health, social connection.
Especially somewhere rural where maybe options are fewer in winter.
Precisely. So Jitterbug's core mission, it's actually pretty profound, to be this safe, really inclusive space.
For everyone. She stressed that all bodies, ages, sizes, backgrounds.
Yeah, exploring movement, celebrating it, promoting physical and mental well-being through all sorts of classes, dance, yoga, wellness stuff, even movement for theater. It's about building community through doing things together.
Okay, so picture this. Opening day. What was that actually like? Kendall mentioned feeling, well, pretty anxious, but also really driven to launch fast. She even tied it to the local Autumn Glory Festival, which you mentioned is huge there.
Oh, yeah, huge. Like potentially 30,000 people for the parade alone. Massive influx.
Wow. But even with that deadline, she had hiccups, right? Like the flooring wasn't even finished for the open house.
Classic startup reality. It really highlights that that tension between your big plans and what actually happens day to day.
Yeah.
And her strategy there was smart, I think. She called it having loose expectations, letting the studio kind of find its own way, organically evolve.
Which sounds essential, especially when you're doing something a bit different.
It is. That resilience, that ability to respond to what the market actually wants, it's key. Jitterbug's model, focusing on the love of dance, the holistic benefits, not the usual recitals or competitions.
Right, no pressure like that.
Exactly. It sets it apart from maybe more traditional studios nearby.
Right.
It wasn't about direct competition. It was about offering something else entirely. Strategic differentiation, really.
Okay, so what did take off? Because this is where it gets kind of surprising. Pilates. Apparently, it was a massive hit. And get this, they're the only studio around there offering it without the big reformer machines.
Oh, interesting. So more accessible then.
Way more accessible.
Yeah.
And the other shocker, adult tap. Kendall teaches it herself.
Adult tap. Really?
Yeah. And she found out it's an incredibly good workout. She compared the steps in a class to, like, running a 5K.
Wow, okay. I never would have thought of tap like that. Cardio tap.
Right. Who knew?
But the success of those specific classes, it just shows, doesn't it? You have to listen to your community, not just stick to your original assumptions about what should be popular.
It's market feedback in real time.
Totally. And their class structure helps too. It's not the typical year-round sign-up forever model.
Except for that outdoor Pilates in the summer, you said.
Right, that's the exception. Mostly it's these 6 to 12-week sessions, fall, winter, spring.
Okay.
And they use a class pack model, which offers a ton of flexibility. Think about it. They have part-year residents, people who travel.
So they only pay for classes they can actually make it to.
Exactly. That's a big draw for people with unpredictable schedules. Makes sense.
And it's not just classes in the studio, right? They do workshops elsewhere.
Yeah, they partner with other local spots, like a place called Moonshadow and the Our Town Theater.
Cool. Like what kind of things?
Think line dancing, sunset yoga, beginner swing, even African dance workshops. And those dance nights at Moonshadow, they even include a drink ticket.
Huh. Nice touch.
Ah.
That really leans into the social community vibe, bringing a dance to where people already hang out. Smart.
Definitely strategic. Moving behind the curtain a bit, let's talk marketing. How do they get the word out?
It sounds like they have to cover a lot of bases.
They do. It's multi-pronged because, as Kendall put it, You've got to hit a bunch of different demographics since different people are consuming information differently. Makes perfect sense.
So what does that look like practically?
Okay, so they do weekly email marketing, MailChimp. Apparently, they get a pretty good open rate targeting a specific list. Then there's social media, of course, Instagram, Facebook, and they share posts to relevant local groups like the Deep Creek Lake Community Group.
Smart, tapping into existing networks.
Yeah, and they don't forget old school methods either, physical posters, flyers in places like the library.
Right.
Plus using those workshop venues for cross-promotion, and importantly, empowering their instructors to be like brand ambassadors.
Spreading the word naturally.
Exactly. It's a really integrated approach, covers digital, physical, and personal connections.
That sounds like a lot to manage for a small business owner.
It is, which brings us nicely to the operational side, specifically the tech, the booking software.
Yes. She uses Schedulicity,
Yeah.
which you mentioned got bought by Vagaro.
Right, and anyone running a small service business knows booking software can be a lifesaver or a major headache.
So which is it for Jitterbug? How well does it actually work for a movement studio?
Well, that's the rub. It's a classic case of software not quite fitting the specific niche, the main pain point, as Kendall called it. Is that it was originally designed more for salons, spas, that kind of thing, not really for class-based businesses like a dance studio.
Okay, so what problems does that cause?
Frustrating inefficiencies, like manual enrollment for those multi-week sessions. Imagine having to click into every single date for a 12-week tap class just to sign someone up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds tedious for her and the client.
Exactly. And another big one. No automatic way to tell people when their class pack credits are running low. Kendall has to track and notify people manually.
Oof. That's time she could be spending elsewhere.
Totally. Those little manual tasks, they really add up. Takes time, introduces potential errors, could even annoy clients if something gets missed.
So if she had a magic wand for automation, what's top of the list?
Good question. She mentioned wanting smart alerts, like if a class has a last-minute spot open, maybe it could automatically ping people who usually attend that class.
Oh, that's clever. Creates a little urgency, fills the spot.
Right. And also automated notifications if a class doesn't hit its minimum enrollment number, so she can cancel it efficiently, transfer credits, without having to chase everyone down herself.
Basically automating the repetitive stuff so she can focus on the bigger picture.
Precisely. Automate the high-volume, kind of low-value tasks to free up brain space for strategy and connecting with people.
And speaking of connecting with people, even with those tech frustrations, it sounds like Jitterbug really nails the human element.
They really do. It shows that tech isn't everything, especially in a community-focused business.
Yeah.
That human touch is still vital.
How does that show up?
Little things, mostly. Informal gestures that mean a lot, like sending handwritten notes sometimes, or giving loyal customers a heads up about new classes, or maybe a flash sale before anyone else.
Making people feel valued, part of the inner circle.
Exactly. That kind of personalized care builds serious loyalty. It impacts, how long customers stick around, way more than slick software ever could on its own.
So, looking back at her journey, what's the single most important piece of advice Kendall would give someone starting a similar studio?
This really stood out to me, she said emphatically. Finding the teachers that are going to offer the classes before I opened.
So securing the talent first.
Yes. She actually wishes she'd waited to open until she had that core group of instructors fully committed and ready. That's a huge takeaway. Your people are fundamental.
Absolutely. Especially in a service business like this.
And it also ties back to that trial and error reality we talked about.
Right. You can't predict everything.
Not at all. Kendall thought her dance classes would be the main draw initially, but some, like yoga, just didn't gain traction.
Why was that, did she say?
She realized, looking back, that for yoga specifically, a need was already being met pretty well by other folks in town.
So the market was already saturated there.
Kinda, so it wasn't a failure, It
Yeah.
was just market feedback. It forced her to pivot, adapt, and really focus on where Jitterbug could offer something unique, something the community genuinely needed from them.
It's about finding your specific niche within the ecosystem.
Exactly, being truly responsive.
So listening to all this, it really makes you think, doesn't it? What does it truly take to build a business that doesn't just, fill a gap in the market, but one that genuinely builds community, fosters well-being, even when it means maybe letting go of your initial vision a bit?
And embracing what the community actually tells you it needs. adapting, constantly learning through that trial and error.
Yeah, it's that constant dance between vision and reality, passion and practicality.
A tricky balance for sure.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Jitterbug Movement studio story.
It was fascinating to explore.
If you want to learn more about them, you can check them out online at dothejitterbug.com. That's D-O-T-H-E, jitterbug.com.
Or you can just search for Jitterbug Movement Studio in Oakland, Maryland on Facebook and Instagram. You'll find them there.
Definitely worth a look. Thanks again for listening.